Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Trinidad denies report of ISIS fighters in that Caribbean nation. That's our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Tuesday, January 31. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Nicole Best. Good evening. First, it was the Bahamas. Now, Trinidad and Tobago is strongly refuting a report on American television network MSNBC that terrorist group ISIS has members in the Twin Island Republic. In the MSNBC program aired over the weekend, Malcolm Nance, who is said to be an expert on security, listed the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago as countries in the region where ISIS fighters are located. But in a statement issued on Monday, the Office of the Prime Minister said Nance's broad and simplistic statement is not supported by fact and ignores the robust and substantial national security cooperative partnership between Trinidad and Tobago and the U.S. It went on to say that TNT's unshakable commitment to combating terrorism and religious extremism in all its forms cannot be called into question. The government promised to continue working with its partners in the international community, particularly the United States, to stave off all threat to world order and security. Meanwhile, the opposition United National Congress has criticized government for taking too long to respond to the claims made in the television program. Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar complained that while officials in the Bahamas responded publicly almost immediately, that wasn't the case in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is duty-bound to ensure that our country's image as a democratic and peaceful nation is preserved internationally for various reasons, of course, including trade relations and protecting the rights to freedom of movement and freedom from discrimination of all our citizens abroad. Such a statement by the U.S. correspondent has the potential to curtail these rights for our country and citizens abroad.
Some members of the Jamaica diaspora are beginning to panic about their future in the United States. This as the controversial executive order signed by U.S. President Donald Trump continues to make headlines around the world. Trump announced a 4-month hold on refugees entering the U.S. and also barred the citizens of 7 majority Muslim countries. Already, one U.S. Congresswoman has sent a warning to the Caribbean about a possible expansion of that ban. Now, Jamaicans are concerned about how they could be affected. Andrea Krishlom of TVJ News tells us more.
The executive order signed by U.S. President Donald Trump has led to worldwide chaos, backlash and protests. Even though the travel ban does not apply to the Caribbean, the Jamaican diaspora in the United States has been reacting.
People are very scared, they're concerned, they're worried, people are confused, they don't know what's going on. A lot of people from Jamaica and other Caribbean islands are terrified. I spoke to somebody from Barbados this morning, and their family members are just afraid because they don't know what's going to happen.
There are concerns that the travel ban could extend to other jurisdictions. Already, one Jamaican who is a green card holder was given a document to sign when he landed at the John F. Kennedy Airport in New York.
His relative was coming up from Jamaica, and they gave them some documents to sign, and these are green card holders. I'm told that it's something saying if you wish to give up your green card, which doesn't make any sense, that you should sign this paper, and people are not signing it. People are, advised not to sign this document when they arrive in the United States at the airport.
Joan Pinnock, who is also an immigration attorney, caters to members of the Jamaican diaspora in the northeast section of the country, covering 13 states, for example, New York, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. She is advising eligible Jamaicans in the United States to immediately apply for U.S. citizenship, and if one is undocumented, they should find a way to get a green card. And one Jamaican who has a green card gave her family's reaction to concerns shared by members of the diaspora.
We're not concerned about that, because one day I'll be coming back home also too, and I don't decide to get a citizenship there.
In the meantime, it's business as usual for the island's two major international airports. No excess bookings or cancellation of flights.
This really hasn't affected the airport business at all. People are acting as normal, passengers, airlines, and the airport. So we've really had no reaction, if you will, to this executive order.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastanet says the U.S. has forced the island to accept nationals deported from that North American country. And he says Castries was told that if it did not accept the deportees, travel for locals would be blocked. Chastanet says that while he has indicated to Washington he is not pleased with the threat, he will honor the current system. But he will be lobbying for an international treaty to deal with the situation. Chastanet suggests the issue be brought up at the UN level and a treaty created to specifically deal with deportees. The St. Lucian Prime Minister says he is concerned that someone who left the country as a child and then spent their childhood and adult life overseas is then repatriated when they commit a crime. He says the flaw in the process is that the U.S. is using the International Civil Aviation Organization legislation governing air travel to send people back. Still in St. Lucia, the island's biggest human trafficking case, dubbed the Lamberts Affair, is finally reaching a solution. An alternative dispute resolution at the High Court on Monday has resulted in refunds for scores of South Asian students. In February 2015, news broke of approximately 60 South Asians arriving in St. Lucia after spending thousands of dollars to attend the so-called Lamberts Academy. The CEO of the academy was later in the year arrested and charged for money laundering, forgery, human trafficking, and obtaining property by deception. Rihanna Isidore of HTS News Force has the details of that story.
The affair has gone on for nearly 2 years. With assistance from the United Nations International Organization for Migration, the St. Lucia government has been able to repatriate most of the alleged student victims. However, some were required to remain here as part of court proceedings. As a collective, the Lamberts students have demanded a refund. The money laundering charges against Dr. Shams were dropped in October 2015. On January 30th, 2017, criminal mediation in the High Court led to the dismissal of the obtaining property by deception charge. Acting Director of Public Prosecution, Dasrian Green, in an exclusive interview, confirmed the breaking development to News Force.
And the matter has been completed by way of mediation, okay, in the matter of the receiving, all right, for this matter.
In turn, a deal was brokered to refund the student victims. Sean Innocent acted as a friend of the court to the embattled Lamberts Academy CEO.
The matter was settled essentially through a criminal mediation process, okay, which is quite a legitimate process and so on. The general outcome was that the affected parties, notably the Nepalese students, were obviously given were reimbursed the monies that they had expended towards the costs of tuition and other expenses paid to Lamberts Academy. So as it stands now, Dr. Shams is no longer facing the prospect of these charges hanging over his head any longer.
Fewer than 20 South Asians in the Lamberts affair remain in St. Lucia today. Meanwhile, the human trafficking charges still hang over the embattled Lamberts CEO.
Coming up in Caribbean Newsline, a secondary school teacher in Antigua charged with the attempted murder of a student. Stay with us. There's more news after the break. Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and CaribVision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Ciao, Bella! Grab your girlfriends because we're all heading to the Concord Experience for the Girlfriends Expo and Arts Festival to experience La Dolce Vita. Yes, the sweet life. It's wine, cheese, pasta, pizza, plus the flavor and culture of Italy, while exploring the many deals from our exciting exhibitors. Saturday, February 4th and Sunday, February 5th, check out the all-new Arts Village, specialty events, seminars, the charity brunch, and the Vagina Monologues. We can't forget the fashion shows, live music, and more on the Neutrogena main stage. Get your early bird tickets now for only $20 from all TicketPal and Italia Coffee locations, or enjoy the all-inclusive VIP foodie experience for only $75. Art parties, rejuvenation, shopping, paparazzi, and good friends. It's Girlfriends Expo and Arts Festival, La Dolce Vita. Thanks to IGM, Purity Bakeries, Y103.3 FM, NCF, and Trident 10 TV.
A 26-year-old secondary school teacher in Antigua has been charged for the attempted murder of a 14-year-old student. But the country's teachers union is pleading for a lesser charge. Vendes Charles appeared in court on Monday and was released on 10,000 EC dollars bail. It's alleged that the physics teacher at the Clear Hall Secondary School threw a rock that hit the boy in his head. The student was reportedly riding his bicycle on the school compound after hours on January 24 when he was struck. He was admitted to the intensive care unit at Mount St. John's Medical Center with a fractured skull, but he was later discharged. And his discharge took place over the weekend. The Antigua and Barbuda Union of Teachers has called on police to review the charge of attempted murder. It said while Charles's alleged action was irresponsible, it did not believe there was any malice in the teacher's action that would support the conclusion that there was intent to kill the student. Trinidad and Tobago's opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar is taking government to task over the crime situation in the country, and she's calling on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to take decisive, effective action to protect and safeguard citizens. Persad-Bissessar says with 53 murders recorded in the first 30 days of the year, Trinidad and Tobago is in a state of crisis, and she says criminals are enjoying free rein in the Twin Island Republic. She says she's therefore calling for Parliament to be immediately convened to discuss the crime situation. Ria Rambali of CNC3 News has the details of that story.
January 2017 will go down in history as one of the bloodiest, with 53 murders and 7 bodies unclassified. The opposition leader is adamant that
we are in a state of crisis, and I am of the firm view it is imperative that the Prime Minister take decisive, effective action to protect and safeguard our citizens.
Over the weekend, the Prime Minister issued a press release acknowledging the crime situation, but Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar described his statement as weak.
Wake up, Dr. Rowley. Wake up, Prime Minister.
Criticizing his leadership style as lacking in humanity, the opposition leader says there are measures to reduce the scourge on the population.
And so extraordinary times, in my respectful view, calls for extraordinary measures. And I call on the Rowley government to immediately convene an extraordinary session of Parliament to debate the unacceptable crime situation.
It's an opportunity, she says, for the government to present its short-term crime measures to the country and for the opposition to put forward its own suggestions.
We call upon the government as well to bring back the hanging bill to the Parliament to deal with the death penalty.
Mrs. Pasabi-Sessa also wants the government to review the granting of firearms process in order to allow citizens to protect themselves, as well as consider allowing the use of pepper spray and tasers. The time has come, she says, for the Prime Minister to take tough decisions to protect citizens.
The government is all talk and no action.
And according to Mrs. Pasabi-Sessa, the opposition stands ready to assist.
Opposition member in the Belize Parliament, Julius Espat, is calling for government to respect the views of the opposition. Espat, who returned to the House on Friday after a 5-month suspension, said if government wanted the opposition's support, it must attend to the needs of the people who the opposition represents.
They are coming here today saying we need to back up the PM because of this and this and that. But Mr. Speaker, what happens when our constituencies need the services? They don't look at us that way. They are arrogant. They are disrespectful. They don't even consider what we propose. They don't even allow us to speak what we need to speak in this honorable house. And that happened in the past, Madam Speaker. All I am saying is that if the Prime Minister wants true bipartisan approach to many issues, he has to respect this side. He has to respect this side, and I'm saying it again. Why? Because we represent people.
Espat, who represents KO South, was ejected from the House of Representatives on August 26th last year for what then Speaker Michael Prefit said was the use of language contrary to the rules of Parliament. A gay couple in Bermuda has turned to the court to win the right to marry in the British Overseas Territory. They took their arguments to the Supreme Court on Monday. We get some of the details from Jasmine Patterson of ZBM News.
Bermudian Winston Godwin and his Canadian fiancé Greg DeRoche have brought a civil case against the Registrar General for rejecting their application to marry, claiming the refusal breaches the Human Rights Act. Mr. Godwin and Mr. DeRoche are represented by Mark Pettingill with the Attorney General's chambers for the defendant. Gay rights activist and entertainer Tony Brannan and MP Wayne Ferbert, who plans to bring amendments solidifying marriage as between a man and a woman, were amongst the packed gallery. Mr. Pettingill was first to argue to ensure people of same sex can be protected under the Human Rights Act before Justice Charles Etta Simmons. The hearing is expected to last for the next 3 days.
And ahead in Newsline Sport, the latest West Indies batsman Andre Russell slapped with a 1-year ban. Stay with us. Sport is next.
Oh, Bella, grab your girlfriends because we're all heading to the Concord Experience for the Girlfriends Expo and Arts Festival to experience La Dolce Vita. Yes, the sweet life. It's wine, cheese, pasta, pizza, plus the flavor and culture of Italy while exploring the many deals from our exciting exhibitors. Saturday, February 4th and Sunday, February 5th, check out the all-new Arts Village, specialty events, seminars, the charity brunch, and the Vagina Monologues. We can't forget the fashion shows, live music, and more on the Neutrogena main stage. Get your early bird tickets now for only $20 from all TicketPal and Italia Coffee locations, or enjoy the all-inclusive VIP foodie experience for only $75. Art parties, rejuvenation, shopping, paparazzi, and good friends. It's Girlfriends Expo and Arts Festival, La Dolce Vita. Thanks to IGM, Purity Bakeries, Y103.3 FM, NCF, and Trident 10 TV.
The Jonkonu's fife, the rhythm of the drum, the strum of the pan, the lilt of the voice from island to mainland. All pigments and tones, old and young, his and hers, all we are one. You, we, me. This is Yui TV.
West Indies T20 star Andre Russell was Tuesday ruled out of several major upcoming global tournaments after being slapped with a 12-month ban for an anti-doping whereabouts violation. In particular, he will miss the cash-rich India Premier League, where he is contracted to Kolkata Knight Riders and for whom he is a key player. The 28-year-old globe-trotting all-rounder missed 3 drugs tests back in 2015 after failing to report his whereabouts and was penalized by the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission. He had faced up to a 2-year ban if found guilty of the violation, but with now sitting out of the game until next January under the 12-month sanction, which takes immediate effect. However, his attorney, Patrick Foster, told the media that the decision will be appealed. The hearing to determine Russell's fate wrapped up last September, and he continued to play while awaiting the judgment. Russell has played 1 test, 51 one-day internationals and 43 T20s for West Indies, and was part of the squad which won an unprecedented second T20 World Cup in India last April. However, it has been on the global T20 circuit where he has made his name as an athletic fielder, a dashing lower order batsman and a lively seamer. Staying with cricket, reigning regional Super 50 champions Trinidad and Tobago crushed an out-of-sorts West Indies under-19s by 8 wickets in quick time in Antigua and Barbuda on Tuesday to win their second game and move into second spot in Group A of the tournament. Wounded by a defeat to Kent Spitfires last Sunday, Red Force routed the under-19s for a meagre 58 off 31 overs and then galloped to their target of 10.2 overs at the Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium. Opting to bowl first, Red Force's attack was spearheaded by Jamaican left-arm pacer Sheldon Cottrell, who claimed 3 for 6 from 7 overs, while left-arm spinner Carrie Pear and fast bowler Roshan Primus picked up 2 wickets apiece. Emmanuel Stewart, batting at number 4, top scored with 30 from 66 deliveries with 4 fours, but he failed to get support as no others under-19 batsmen reached double figures. In reply, TNT lost openers Kyle Hope for 8 and Evan Lewis for 19, but Nicholas Alexis struck 4 boundaries in 19 not out of 20 balls to see his side home without further hiccups. West Indies under-19 are bottom of the standings without a win in their 3 outings. TNT lies second on 9 points, 3 behind leaders Leeward Islands Hurricanes, who they meet in their next game at Coolidge Cricket Ground on Thursday. And Jamaica Scorpions suffered their second loss in 3 outings after Barbados Pride snatched a dramatic 1-wicket win in a compelling low-scoring contest on the lights at Kensington Oval on Monday. The erratic Scorpions could only muster a disappointing 190 all-out after they opted to bat first. Pride then scraped home with 2 overs left to notch their 3rd straight win and continue on top of Group B. The visitors appeared favourites to grab the points when they reduced Pride to 143 for 8 in the 38th over, with all the leading batsmen already removed. But the tail wagged with man of the match Kimar Roach striking a gutsy 23 of 31 balls in an invaluable 42-run 9th wicket partnership with Ashley Nurse, who made an unbeaten 21. Together they took Pride to the brink of victory, but with 6 runs required, Roach was held at gully by Damian Jacobs off spinner John Campbell to set up a nerve-wracking end. Solomon Ben, who finished unbeaten on 2, joined Nurse, and together they calmly leveled the scores before the West Indies left-arm spinner pushed speedster Renard Liveridge down the ground for the winning runs off the last ball of the 48th over. Earlier, Captain Leon Johnson and Asad Fudderdin stepped up with half-centuries, while fast bowler Ronsford Beaton notched a career best as Guyana Jaguars beat ICC Americas by 5 runs under Duckworth Lewis to log their 2nd win of the regional Super 50 in the eastern parish of St. Philip, chasing a tricky 221 for victory in a game reduced to 45 overs per side due to rain. Jaguars were 212 for 4 in the penultimate over when bad light brought a premature end to the contest at the Windward Cricket Club in the east of the island. Johnson was one of the main architects of Monday's win, top scoring with 78, while fellow left-hander Asad Fudderdin weighed in with 43. All-rounder Chris Barnwell was unbeaten on 29 in a positive stand with veteran Shivnarine Chandapal on 22 not out when the game ended. Fast bowler Ronsford Beaton had earlier produced the man-of-the-match performance with 4 for 28 as ICC America's Sentin rallied well to reach 220 for 7 of the allotted 45 overs. Captain Nitish Kumar carved out 66, while Timroy Allen again showed his worth with the bat, hitting 37. Over to football. Jamaica's Reggae Boys will be seeking to rebuild their reputation when they take on the United States in an international friendly on Friday. The 77th ranked team will be hoping to move up in the table after crashing out of contention for the World Cup in Russia. The match forms part of their preparation for their June encounter with Martinique in the Caribbean Cup. Speaking to CVM Sports before their departure on Tuesday, several players expressed optimism about their side returning to good form.
Members of the national senior team left on Tuesday morning for Chattanooga, Tennessee, ahead of Friday's friendly international against the United States. The game, the first of 2 friendlies, is part of the team's preparation for the semifinals of the Caribbean Cup. Portmore United's midfielder Michael Binns is among the players included in the 20-man squad.
These 2 games are really important, not only for me, but for the team, you know, as a country. Right now, you know the rank, we are 77 in the rank right now, so if we can get 2 wins in these 2 games, it will be good for the country.
It's a victory as much, you know, we have a good set of youths going into this game, determined and hungry. It's all about just going out there and play to our best ability and follow the instruction that given to us and see if we can pull this one off.
Just go there, work hard and, you know, stay focused. Nothing extra, just do what you know.
It's a big game for us. As usual, Jamaica against USA is always a big game. Condition, probably, not probably, it's going to be difficult because of the temperature. But it's something you look forward to as a footballer, so we're just looking forward to it.
Well, I'm trying to score, but if I have a good game, that's a plus anyway, even if I don't score.
Now, it's like the calm before the storm as the players appear to be very relaxed before departure. It will be the first time in more than a decade Jamaica will go into a game away to the United States with only local-based players. And as goalkeeper coach Warren Barrett explains, it will be a big test for the players and the national senior program, which is at a crossroads right now.
Yes, but we wouldn't want it any other way. We have to try and change what has been happening over let's say the past 4 or 5 years. We can't always be going abroad to get players, and I think this is a perfect opportunity. We are already out of the qualifying for the next World Cup, so we are looking at 2022. We still have a lot of time.
And that's the sport. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and CaribVision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Again, the major developments of this day, the Trinidad and Tobago government refutes a U.S. television report that terrorist group ISIS has members in the Twin Island Republic. And in sport, Windies T20 star Andre Russell ruled out of several major tournaments after being slapped with a 12-month ban. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, log on to CanaNews.com. We'll be back here tomorrow. But from all of us at CMC News, have yourselves a good night.